Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's me again. It's Overcast. Sorry for taking so long to make a second video. My last one got corrupted, so every time I tried to post it, there was no audio, and I have no idea why. But yeah, I ultimately decided to make this new video, and this one is going to cover Mafia City formations, the advanced version. My last video was the basics, where I just talked about the different troops and how each of them play a role in the game. But this one, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you different formations, how each troop really excels, and then I'll show you guys some like reports and stuff like that to show you how the troops really work in combat and why they work well together. Hopefully this will be a short video, but yeah, we'll see. Start things off. Last video, what I did not cover was something called the the elite abilities. The elite abilities are a fourth set of abilities that the troops can acquire when your mansion is at the elite level. So after you hit mansion 30, you'll unlock these four parts down here: enhanced bulker, enhanced biker, enhanced shooter, enhanced vehicle. And all of these will unlock once you're elite 1, so pretty much mansion 31, and it'll allow you more access to stats and extra abilities. So if we go all the way down here, you can see elite skill berserker and elite skill rampage, and every single type of troop in the game. There's two types of shooters, two types of bikers, two types of bulkers, two types of vehicles. Each one has its own individual skill. How do you know when the troops have that elite skill? Well, I can actually show you. So if I go to my friend Wartree here, I'll go down to his battle reports, and as you can see here, when you look at his troops, there's like a little 3 with a crown or a 1 with a crown right there at the bottom left where his troops are. It'll have T10 and it'll have that little number. That little number is the level of the elite skill. Once you have those elite skills, those troops become elite. So Wartree has Elite 3 T10 bulkers, Elite 3 T10 shooters, Elite 1 T10 vehicles, all that fun stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It for Elite, it's it's pretty simple. It's just adding an extra ability that adds a little bit more power and a little bit more flavor to your troops, and they become a little bit more versatile. All right, so what I promise for this video, I'll go over different specific formations, some that I use in just like a general purpose type formation, and then I'll show you some in real estate event. So if I go here to my butler, crew details, I have 4 set formations, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1 is usually my general purpose one. 3 is my street forces, and number 4 is my gathering. And then number 2, well, number 2 doesn't really matter too much. So, number 2 is actually for mercenaries. So for number 1 I mainly use when I'm attacking and defending. And this formation, I'm using it to the best of my ability as a Mansion 28. And I'm just using everything I have to my access. So I throw in all my T10s because they're the highest tier troops I have, and they still pack a punch even with those low amount of numbers. Then with my crime ops, I have 167,000. I'm able to throw in enough T9 bulkers, the Scorpions, around 22,000 of them, so I can counter mostly bulker biker formations. Then I'll throw in a bunch of bikers for myself, since my stats are mainly based off the bikers. I'll throw in some shooters just to make sure I can get some damage and kills out of them. Obviously, very few vehicles. And then I actually throw in some lower tier troops. You'd be surprised. Say you're in M30 and you have access to all these higher tier troops. What's the point of throwing these guys in? Well, it goes back to the versatility. Every troop has its perks. Every troop has a role to play, even if it's the lower tiers. T8 is really where you got to draw the line at the lowest tier. T7, there's a small exception, and that's for the bulkers. But yeah, you can see I could just throw in a few T8s, and then my T7 bulkers, since they're primarily my source of defense. And then I'll throw in very, very few T7, and then what you'll see is I'll go T6 and below. I have 2 of each troop. Why am I doing that? Well, that's actually a strategy called cushioning. And what that is actually you using lower tier troops to give you a few extra kills and to take damage for these higher tier troops. Say a T10 biker was attacking your formation. I would much rather one of my lower tier troops to die than any of these ones up here, because that saves me power, and that saves me resources, and that saves me kills. And overall, it's very effective. I always recommend that at every level you should add at least 1 troop, but no more, depending on your crime ops, no more than 500. 500's pushing it. But that's if you have crime ops capacity somewhere over 350 to 400,000. But yeah, that's pretty much my main combat formation. Number 2, I'm really just using my best troops at this point. This is just for mercenary killing. Just get as much power as I really can, just so I can one-shot mercenaries. Number 3, it's a little different. I'm only using bikers, because bikers are the fastest troop in the game. And I'll show you. If I go out here. So let me just find a street force really quick. Here's a level 8. Oh, up here. Level 4 and a level 5. With this level 5, I'm actually going to send some bikers after it. I'm just going to lower it down because I don't need this many. I'm going to send 5,570 bikers to go kill the street force. Now, how do I know this is enough? Well, you can actually tell by this wording right up here. Right up here. If the wording is in red, it says you're digging your own grave, or the enemy is stronger, the odds are against you, then that means you are going to lose against that street force. If you add a few troops and it hits orange, our fate is cloudy, tread lightly, this one means you have a 50-50 shot of winning. If it hits the white, you have a slight chance of winning. This is like you have a 90% chance of winning. And if it goes green, the odds are in your favor. You have a 100% chance of winning. You will win that fight, no matter what. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to send this few amount up there. And then, let's say, I'm going to send here, this level 3, I'm just going to send some bulkers. Still winning. But look how much time it takes for those bulkers compared to those bikers. The bikers are heavy marching to that further ops. I may have dispatched them first, but they got a longer distance to go. While these bulkers, they're going to take forever. By the time this ops is already dead, this is when they may arrive. There's a major difference in how fast they move. You can even see it within the trails. You can see that this trail, how fast it's actually moving compared to this other one. And that's to show you how fast bikers are compared to the bulkers. Look, like the bikers are already even coming back. And they're going to beat the bulkers fully. But yeah, whenever you're doing street forces, just send a bunch of bikers, just enough that you'll be able to kill it, but don't overdo it. But yeah, that's pretty simple, honestly. Now, let's go to this mercenary here. Say I'll send formation number 2, and it's the same thing. You're stronger, this will be an easy victory. I'll just send it out really quick, and I'm a little lazy, so I'm just going to speed it up. But yeah, mainly just using my strong troops, sending it out to the mercenary, and it's an easy one-shot. Honestly, street forces and mercenaries, yes, they have their own formations, and yes, it matters. Now, let's say I wanted to go, for the final one, I wanted to go gather. Well, here's where formation number 4 comes in. I'll send just enough vehicles to gather the amount that I'm going to need. Just enough. Usually when you're gathering, it'll automatically do it for you, just like this. 316,820 cash. It's just enough and just right, and the only troops it uses are the vehicles because they have the highest crew load in the game. Crew load is just the amount of resources per troop. So if you look at it, just a T2 vehicle, I can gain 39 cash. Just one T2. Maybe I can up the T10, 33. Look at that. That's T10 versus T2. Look at the difference. T2s are the best gathering vehicles in this game. Here, let's even go to T9. 47, but these are way more expensive to have. T2 is so much better. Maybe even the T6, same thing, more costly. T4, again, more costly. If you want more bang for your buck, T4 and below, mostly T2. Because they cost nothing and they're really decent troops. Alright, so just go back to the mansion really quick. And now, no, I don't want to buy a pack. So now let's go to the real estate event. Here, I'll go down to robberies. And here, I'll just pull up somewhere I want. So this evil bunny person, mansion 30, not a lot of guards. Stats, slightly better than mine. But the person is still beatable. How? Well, if you go down here to battle reports, you'll see my formation, and this was formation number 1. You can see the cushioning down here. And you can see, look at these T2 bikers. They're actually getting kills. Those T3 vehicles actually got some. T3 shooters got some. T3 bikers got some. All these lower tiers, they're getting kills. And if they're dying, as long as the kill-death ratio is high, I'm happy. Like, you can look at this. These T3 bulkers right here, they got 4 kills. And there were 2 deaths. So that means every 1 bulker, they got 2 kills. I'm happy with that. As long as they go positive, I'm happy with that. Because that is however many troops down here that are getting lost compared to all these ones up here. So now, let's go all the way down to Evil Bunny's formation. Now this one's off a little bit because it doesn't match her stats. Her bulkers are they're very unbalanced. She's got around 24,000 T10 bulkers up there and 19,000 T7 at the bottom. So, yeah, you would want more T10. Splitting them up like that, it's not the world's best idea. I mean, yeah, you can feel free to add some T7, but realistically, if you have access to T10, put them in. The T10 shooters actually did their job quite a bit, and so did the T9. The T9 not as much. But the main problem I'm noticing is a very much lack of bikers. This guy is going with a bulker shooter formation. He may have 15,000 T9 and like 8 to 9,000 T8, but that it's just not enough. He's just not doing enough damage. He needs to put a few more troops, because you can see he still has room to add more troops to still gain kills. While there's other troops here that just have too many and they're not getting enough kills for it. For example, the T9 shooters. He has 24,000 and they only got 12,000 kills. So that means 12,000 of them died in vain. That's 12,000 troops that can be put elsewhere to be more beneficial. Even the T9 bulkers, their stats helped them out quite a bit. And they were useful against my formation since I use lots of bikers. But if you look at the numbers of what I did, my troops were going positive. A lot of them were getting their kills, especially with the bikers. They're doing their damage and they still have room. And I didn't even lose that many. I may have 93,000 wounded, but she has 95,000, and I have more troops to spare. So, yeah, that's one way how I won that robbery. Let's go to this Mansion 29. This guy. Now, this is a little bit more stat-based, and the numbers are a little bit more closer. Let's just go down to his formation. Same one used by me. Now, this guy is actually using cushioning as well, to a little bit of a different extent. He's using only one troop. Somewheres he's using very odd amounts. And let's just go up. Okay, I already saw the first problem. Where's his bulkers? There's 90 T7 and 1,200 T10. He has no protection. None. Yes, you may be looking at that T9 bulkers, 55,000. That doesn't help. They're offensive bulkers. Where is his defense? This guy may be able to throw a punch, but he absolutely did not take one. You can tell by the wounded. He got steamrolled. If this guy actually had more defensive bulkers, he would have won this fight probably. To be fair with you, he would have honestly won this fight. Even his T9 bikers, they got a lot of kills there. Even if look at his T10, only 3,000, they got 13,000 kills. That's a big problem. You need to balance out the troops that you put in, because if you don't, that's going to happen. You're going to lose unnecessarily, and it's just not going to look good for you. Whenever you think you can't beat somebody solely because of your stats, try messing with your formation. Who knows? Maybe you might actually beat them. I've seen people in this city do it. I've seen Future do it. I've seen VIP do it. I've even seen Wartree do it. Hasala is Hasala. But point is, formations, when you look at the 3 keys of combat again, stats, formations, and troop tier, formations is the second for a reason. Because if you have it set up right, if you have a very good balance within your troops, they're all going to do their jobs, they're going to work together, and you're going to have a fun time. But yeah, that is pretty much the advanced portion of this. I can go way even more into detail if I must. But yeah, my next video I'm probably going to be planning to talk about how statistics actually work in this game and how they affect everything. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever. It helps me out. I want to keep doing more of these videos because I actually like them. And yeah, if you guys show enough support, I'll make as many of these as I can. But yeah, thanks for watching and have a good one, guys.